Remarkable Results Radio Podcast. Now listen to a slice of wisdom, a concept, a sentiment, a theory, and maybe even a rant from one of your industry colleagues. For the record.
Hello, friends. Carm Capriato, the Aftermarket Podcast guy with a passionate For the Record episode number 56 with Justin Barrett, owner and operator of Barrett Automotive, Cornelia, Georgia. You know, Justin got a lot off his chest in this rant. He sees areas that need improvement for independent service operators, and he tells you, have you been thinking about integrating digital vehicle inspections in your shop? Well, did you know that your competition is having the same thought and may already be implementing it? Look, change can be a challenge, I know, but it doesn't have to be painful. FlexCheck Auto DVI software is designed to conform to your shop's philosophy, actually the way you operate. It's fully customizable to your shop's needs and simply easy to use. FlexCheck Auto guides your technician through the inspection process one step at a time. And with the ability to take and send pictures and videos, your customer sees any vehicle issues with their own eyes, which includes them in the repair process and boosts confidence in your shop. Now, this creates a consistent process, which in turn leads to higher average repair order and increased customer satisfaction. I hear that all the time. Now, DVI is revolutionizing the independent auto service industry, so don't get left behind. Start your 30-day free trial today at flexcheckauto.com. Now, speaking of inspections, your presenter, Justin Barrett, says he rarely sees a tow truck since he's implemented DVI over the last 2 years. Now, that was smart. Okay, Justin Barrett, I know, will hit a few nerves as he asks you to take a look at your facility through the lens of the customer. And if you're not requiring 80 hours of training for your people, according to Justin, you're not keeping pace. He'll also tell you why and how he closes and takes his team to train at venues like Vision in Kansas City. See Justin's talking points at remarkableresults.biz/F056. Hey, I hope you're listening on your favorite free listening app. And yes, you can listen on desktop, but in our Get Up and Go world, be sure you take the podcast with you. Hey, so glad to have Justin Barrett speak his heart, and please remember the views and opinions expressed are those of my guest and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the author, sponsors, associates, or affiliates of LSTN Media, LLC. Now, get some straight talk with Justin Barrett on image training and inspections.
All right, my name is Justin Barrett. I'm with Barrett Automotive in Cornelia, Georgia, and this is my For the Record. I'd like to take just a few minutes to talk about a couple different things here. What does your customer expect from you? And I got 3 talking points here that I'd really like to hit on. The easiest one that we all are going to think of when we think about what does your customer expect is our facilities. And I really think customers should expect a clean and organized facility whenever they come to an automotive repair shop. And we got too many facilities in the aftermarket, the independent aftermarket, that they're really just not showing the level of professionalism, which I think as an industry we need to raise the bar. And I got a good example. A friend of mine, great guy, has a great business, and I was at his shop the other day. And whenever we walked into the lobby, we had dirty parts boxes all over the dirty leather couch. We had dirty uniforms laying on the dirty couch, and there was a fog of cigarette smoke. If I'm a customer and I walk in, what kind of care do I expect of my vehicle at this facility? You know, I'm probably not going to expect the same level from that type of shop as I would from a dealership. Now that's from the customer perspective. And I know the gentleman personally, and he does a really great job. He does a fantastic job on repairing the vehicles. But from the customer's point of view and the customer's expectation, I may not expect that when I first walk in. If this rant's hitting a little bit close to home, I understand it's tough to hear. And I was a little hesitant about even going in too deep on the dirty shop, but I think this is a topic that really needs to be touched on in the independent side, because I would like to think that a shop like my friend's shop is in the minority, but in my gut, when I'm driving through small town America, something tells me it's not the minority. So I really think we need to be intentional with how our shop looks and feels and smells to the customer. Let's try to keep a professional environment where they trust us to maintain the vehicle. And that starts in the lobby. Make sure your lobby is clean and tidy. And then it goes all the way to the back room where the technicians are working. In my friend's shop, you have trails between the bays to get to the other bay. There's parts boxes that have been sitting around for weeks and months, brake rotors from 7 cars ago, engines that are tore apart. And it's, from a technician standpoint, I just think it'd be demoralizing to work in that type of environment. And then from a customer standpoint, it goes to the same point I was just saying. If they don't care about their facility no more than this, how are they going to care about my car? How's my car going to be repaired? So what I'd like to do, I'd like to challenge you to walk through your shop and look through the lens of a customer. What does the customer see that you need to take care of? Is there parts that have been laying on the ground too long that the technician just hasn't had time to take to the scrap metal bin? Is there parts boxes that haven't been taken out to the recycle bin? I think we need to work on this. I think it's something that in small town America, when you're driving through, you see a lot of this. And I think we just need to be intentional. And a lot of that rant was focused on our external customer bringing the vehicle in. But let's take just a moment and let's think about the internal customer, our technicians and our service advisors. Whenever they wake up in the morning, we want them to be excited about coming to work. We want them to be excited about the facility that they work in. So if the service advisor and technician is having to work in a dirty and disorganized area, I think that goes a long way with retention and attracting top talent. We can't expect the top level producers and the best of the best to work in a facility that's disorganized and filthy. I think we really need to work on getting our act together and make sure we have clean, organized facilities. I know I've said that a bunch, but it really hits home with me. One thing that all my technicians know they have to do before they go to lunch, they know they have to clean their bay, hose the bay out, squeegee the bay out, mop up. And it don't take long. It takes, 5-6 minutes before lunch. And then at the end of the day, they know the same thing. 5-6 minutes, you leave home with a clean bay. And then every Friday afternoon before we leave, we take 30 minutes and we clean the shop. It's very easy to do. It's kind of hard to get it going at first if it's not natural for you to keep an organized place. But the time that is saved working in an efficient, clean work area is amazing. So I just challenge everyone. Let's work on the appearance of our facilities, and let's work on the appearance of our technicians. The two kind of go together. When you look at your technician, do they have clean uniforms? Do they even have uniforms? Do they have matching uniforms? I think we really need to be intentional with the appearance of our facilities, from the building to the technicians. And then the second talking point I'd like to hit is our technicians. And what should a customer expect of the technicians that you have employed? The customer should expect that their vehicle is going to be maintained and repaired by well-trained and certified technicians. And where I'd like to go with this one is, how many hours of continuing education do you require from your technicians? And, at my shop, we require 40 hours of continuing education every year, but we like to have 80. 80, great. If you get it, that's awesome, but you are required to maintain at least 40. And, when you say 40 hours, it sounds like a large number, but it's really not. When we think about the events like Vision in Kansas City, and we think about Auto Mechanica, and we think about all these different events, man, you rack up 40 hours before the first quarter of the year is even over. And since we're on the subject of Vision Kansas City and training, just kind of a side rant here. Why is it that the training classes and venues are not completely sold out? Why is it at Vision Kansas City, there was only, I don't know the exact number, maybe 3,000 or 4,000 technicians there instead of 50,000 technicians? And not just everybody think about that for a minute. The vehicles that we're working on right now are extremely complex. 10 years ago, the vehicles were getting there. But when we think about the last 2 or 3 years with ADAS and all the other electronics, we're going to have to step up our training plan. I know that the training takes a great deal of commitment, but we must be committed if we want to stay in this for the long haul and if we're going to give the technicians that our customers expect. So whenever we're planning for this training, I do challenge you to make the commitment to get your technicians the training that they need and they deserve. We close down several times throughout the year, a complete shutdown of the shop, fly our technicians to Vision or wherever they need to go to get the training required. And I know that sounds extreme, but I think we must take extreme measures to stay current, to stay relevant. Because if we don't, I do think we'll be out of business. And you must budget for the day's close. You must budget for the hotel. You must budget for the training. But as shop owners, that's our job. That's our job to make sure we have the line item in the budget. The third topic I'd like to cover is inspections. The customer should expect an honest and transparent evaluation of their vehicle with each service. At my shop, we perform a digital vehicle inspection on every vehicle, no matter what. And I do think that the customers appreciate this. We get a ton of feedback that, wow, I've never seen that before. But, it's more than the wow factor. It's about keeping your customer safe. It's about making sure your customer doesn't spend any time on the side of the road. And I can speak from a personal experience. When we implemented the digital inspection process, almost 2 years ago, I wish I had some hard numbers, but we just don't see a tow truck coming into our parking lot very often. We used to have multiple cars a day dropped off, and now we might have 2 or 3 a week dropped off on the tow truck. Our customers are keeping their vehicle maintained because they know what to maintain. And whether you choose paper or digital, it doesn't really matter. Just find the one that works for you. I prefer digital because we can text to our customer, and we can pull the inspection report from a previous visit or 10 visits ago. It's a lot easier to manage with a digital. So, and I do understand what some people are thinking and the hesitant about performing an inspection, because I'm going to be honest with you, I had the same fear. Because whenever you start a quality inspection process, you're going to find a lot wrong in the beginning. And whenever you work the estimate up, it's going to you're going to be shaking when you call the customer if you're not used to that. You're going to be afraid to lose the sale, and sometimes you will. Sometimes the customer is going to need a new car, but that doesn't happen often. I'm more worried about our technicians not performing a quality inspection, and we miss that tie rod, that ball joint, whatever it is that was about to break whenever we've done their oil change or tire rotation or whatever. And 2 weeks later, it broke and it caused an accident. And then we have someone knocking at our door and we have to answer for that. We're the professionals. Our customer doesn't know what they don't know. They trust us to keep their vehicle safe. And as a professional, I think we need to be doing that. And there's a lot of shops that are starting the inspection process. But if you're not, I challenge you to find an inspection process and stick with it. I'd like to close with just saying a clean and organized facility should not be the exception. It should be the standard. Regular ongoing training for staff should not be the exception. It should be the standard. Quality, transparent inspections should not be the exception. It should be the standard. And thank you for listening. And this is Justin Barrett for the record.